Make sure we're back up. All right, man, we are back. The 99% Radio Network here at the Thin Blue Line Fajita and Barbecue Cook-Off 15th Annual here in Conroe, Texas. I want to introduce the president of Thin Blue Line Nation.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Shooter?
Shooter's what I go by. Yeah.
You go by Shooter, man. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Hey, I want to thank you all for coming out here and doing this for us. We appreciate it.
Well, it's an absolute honor to be able to support you guys. You guys do so much throughout Texas, but throughout the country.
Right.
You guys do so much for so many. It's the very least we can do to come out and support you in this.
Right.
You know,
where we try to fill a gap. You know, like you have the organizations like the Hunter Club that when officers get killed in line of duty, they support them. But our primary mission with this foundation and what we're raising money for today is when officers get hurt and they're off work and they can't work their extra jobs, we try to make them whole again. It's kind of our mission here.
Yeah, that's and that's the big thing, and a lot of people don't understand that. When an officer does get hurt, be it through a violent felon or a car accident or slip, trip, and fall, whatever it is, because law enforcement, as we know, it's a dangerous profession. There's always that chance of being injured, and when you can't work a side job because you're not making that much money, and usually you are the breadwinner of the family, bills pile up. The kids' tuitions due, school books are needed, trips are needed. These little things that add up to so much put a stress on the family dynamic. And usually the officer, even though he's got a bad back or he's not fully healed, he rushes back to work because he needs
the extra job.
He needs that job. He needs that money. So what you guys do is you help the family through those hard times.
Right.
You help them by paying a bill, by paying a car payment, and in essence that heals them.
Right. That's what we're all about. That's exactly what we're about. Because there's not really anybody that people see on the news, the guy gets hurt in a wreck, and then they go away. And you never hear about the officer who's recovered,
right?
Or, and that's like I said, that's why we wanted to. That's the purpose of our foundation.
Yesterday, what's today? Today's Saturday. Maybe it was Thursday night. Thursday, a Haltom City police officer was stabbed.
Right.
By a perpetrator, and then all of a sudden we had this plane crash.
Yeah, and that's nuts, isn't
it? But the Haltom City police officer who put his life on the line every single day, and once again, I'm not putting down what happened with the plane crash, but now the mainstream media forgets about that family, forgets about that officer, forgets about everything that he put his life on the line for, because now we have a bigger story.
Right.
And that family is still now suffering. They're you guys do not forget.
Right.
You made that promise.
Yeah, it's one of our mottos in the club. We don't forget. And that like I said, that's why we're here. Because like you said, it'll be on the news. An officer got shot, and it makes one news cycle, and then after that, it's not talked about anymore.
Right.
And we still follow up on that. That's what we do.
But the pain is still there. The family's still battling.
Right.
It doesn't go away overnight. It's just because it's off the news doesn't mean that family is not having issues. Looking for doctors, finding medications. Right. Rehabilitation areas and stuff. And so forth.
You'd be surprised how much the police departments screw with these guys. They got hurt working, and they're still trying to find ways not to pay them right. Not to take care of everything, and we help with that too. So
yeah, and that's a shame because if an officer is hurt in a line of duty, doing his job, protecting all of us, right, he should be taken care of without question.
Right.
And I know departments, they move on depending on the department, depending on the chiefs or the politicians or the management that's there. We business as usual.
And what people don't realize, say for example, we're talking about extra jobs earlier. If an officer gets hurt at his extra job, well, technically he's not on duty with the city. So we have a lot of those issues that come up, and that's another reason why we chose this path.
And thank God for the Thin Blue Line LEMC and the foundation. And, you know, one thing that really inspired me about you guys, and once again, I'm not, you know, every club runs differently.
Right.
You know, every club wears their patches differently, or they have a different structure, and that's great. But you guys, for the amount of chapters, for the amount of men and women that you have in your club, you know, you structure it so well.
Well, thank you.
It looks like it, you know, it runs like a well-oiled machine, which it probably doesn't.
Oh no.
But you know,
I spend a lot of time on the phone during the week, brother. I can tell you that.
But on the surface, you know, we all know behind stage, behind everything gets screwed up every once in a while. We have these hiccups, and that's what you're there to you put out the fire. You play fireman, you put out all these little fires,
like any club.
But on the surface, in the public's eye, when people see you and view you and value you, you know, like even for me, being an outsider, I look at this club and I go, my God, it's amazing on the things that they do. And I know it's stressful for you as the president, because you're like Trump right now, man, because everybody has different personalities, everybody has their different ways, and you have to be that
you know, what makes our club a little different is most of our guys are cops. We have a 70% rule that 70% of our members are either active or retired law enforcement. So they all care about this too. Where other clubs might not have. Everybody joined this club to do what we do. That's the difference we have compared to other clubs.
I also see with your club, with the club in a whole, is how much support you give. The events that you run. If you go onto your website, there is event after event after event after event, and there is no limitation to. I mean, I look around and all I see is Thin Blue. I mean, I see other clubs here, but I see an outpouring from all over the nation of Thin Blue Line membership.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes you'll go and you'll see 10 members from a club, 5 members. You know, there's excuses being made. Oh, well, I got these guys came out in force. I'm looking at the tents out there.
It's just a great event, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And no wonder that's why it rolls 15 years so far strong.
Right. We got some good people on this foundation that put this all together. I mean, I couldn't be prouder of them. I mean, it's just an outstanding event. We, of course, the weather cooperated.
Oh my God. you know, well, the years you had like rain and stuff.
Last year it got rained out. Yeah, it's just been a mess, but today it was perfect.
You know, my wife turned around to me. I told her I was coming here, and she's like, man, you guys are blessed because it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Yeah. And you couldn't ask for a better day.
Right.
You really couldn't.
It's a great event.
So tell us about what started the fajita cook-off. What started it?
Well, we started our foundation. We didn't start the foundation. The club started in 2009. We didn't have a foundation first, but we started to realize that people wanted, when they hear about what we do, they want to donate. So we got a 501c3 so people could write off donations. And hey, guys, we'll take them from anybody, man. But you know, if anybody wants to give us some money, we take it because it all goes.
Of course,
all goes to good causes. And I lost my train of thought here.
Where it started.
Yeah, where it started. And after a couple of years, we started the foundation with the exact goal of what we talked about earlier, as far as filling a niche that wasn't being filled by the 100 clubs and everybody else that donates money to deceased officers. We just found, we found this niche, and most policemen that join the club have friends or have buddies that have gone through some stuff. Like, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
We're on a podcast.
No, you're good, man.
So that and it just took off, and you can see today that's where we're making a lot of money today. We'll probably bring in. I don't even want to guess, but we'll bring in a significant amount. And it'll all go. Nobody gets paid in our club. None of this money goes to anybody. We donate it all. I mean, so yeah.
Then I had the pleasure and the honor of joining you guys on the golf outing.
Right.
And let me tell you, and I became very good friends with Cuffs. Yeah. And after it was all over, I saw her just like break down. And I was like, you did it. Right. She's like, well, so much stuff went wrong. And I was like, but on the surface, you didn't see it go wrong, I said, everything went well. And, I think the golf outing was such a success.
Right.
And I said, wow, for your first golf outing.
Right.
it ran flawlessly.
Yeah, that was one of the Dallas chapter. We have another golf tournament here in Houston every year. Well, that's been around a while, but our Dallas chapter killed it because I mean that was their first one, and they really did good with it. Really did well.
Yeah, next year, I mean, the next one coming up will probably be bigger and better.
Right.
Because you do learn, you work out the niches, and to put something like this together is not an easy feat. This is not done overnight.
No.
This is not done in a month. This is something that you work through all year long putting together.
Yeah, we have a foundation committee, probably about 20 people to put this together. Fiddler's our president. Deanie Boyd's one of the organizers of this. They did an outstanding job. I mean, all I did was show up with the motorcycles today. So
well, you had a job.
Yeah,
you had a job.
But yeah, they killed it. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be prouder of this today.
When you come to these events, you see all the people cooking out, and I walk by all these vendors. I had some. Yeah. So far the best, and I'm not going to talk about fajitas, but the best was that smoked apple pie, whatever that was.
Right.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But you look at the vendors that came here and set up. Man, these aren't just cheap vendors.
No,
these are really they got some beautiful stuff, all supporting you guys.
Right, absolutely.
And to put all this stuff together, as elegant as it is,
right,
and the Ice House, which is doing an amazing job, you just have the support, and that is.
Yeah, we need to thank the Ice House. I mean, this is a beautiful venue, and in the past we've had it like at VFW halls, and we get a pretty good turnout. But because it's in a public place like this, it really helped us today.
Well, you got the space.
Yeah, got all the space.
And you're using almost every ounce of it.
Right. Yeah.
You actually could use bigger space because it looks like this thing keeps growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, they were joking with us earlier. Maybe we need to get the fairgrounds next year, but the reason we'd like to come to business like this because they're just regular customers that come here, see this, and then they participate in it too. So it's it's a good thing for both of us.
Now, some of the guys that are doing the cooking, they're from other clubs and they're from around the Houston area, from all around that follow this. How does somebody say next year go, hey, I want to be part of that fajita barbecue cook-off? How do I do that?
Well, we have a public Facebook page. And we have a public website. It's thinbluelinelemc.com. All our events are posted on there. Everybody can see. We have picked all the events we have throughout the year there. So anybody that wants to come, I mean, you'll see how to contact us on that website, and we'll get back to you right away. Yeah, we have some Knights of Columbus groups out here cooking today. We've got La Placa, there's another LE motorcycle club in this area.
Yeah, I saw those guys.
They're here today. I mean, we get a lot of support from other places. We appreciate all of it.
Yeah, then you got Randall Reeder.
Yeah, Randall Reeder.
His club.
We try to talk him into just joining our club because he comes to all our events, man. You couldn't get a nicer guy, man.
Yeah, we just had a great interview, and we discussed stuff, and he supports you guys 100%.
Yeah.
And that's really nice too, because when you have somebody that is in that position, that can come out and give some kind words, some nice words, and show support, and that really makes it authentic. That makes it the event so much better.
Right.
I see him out there with some of the kids.
Oh yeah,
some of the kids are just loving it. So parents are now coming because he's here.
Yeah. He's helped us a lot through the years. He really has.
Plus your membership. Besides Hobo and sitting on his butt, but every member is doing something. From the moment I pulled in here, from parking, the membership committee and all the guys that are actively doing their stuff, man, it flows.
Yes, it does.
Everything really flows.
Very well organized, and we're like most motorcycle clubs. We have probates and stuff, and all of our probates are out here working today as part of their probationary period. So thank you guys, all of you, to see this. I appreciate it. But
you know what? You don't even make it look like work. It's fun.
They have fun. Yeah,
they're having fun, man.
Yeah.
They're doing it with smiles on their face.
Right, absolutely.
Let's talk about some of the vendors that you have here today. This is another big thing because as a vendor, you've been there, vendors, where you go to these meetings or these festivals and nobody shows up.
Right.
There's no, they'll eat some food, they'll ride their bike, and they'll take off.
Right.
Man, I see clientele around those vendors all day long.
Right.
Every vendor has got 3, 4, 5, 10 people around it buying
Right.
stuff, looking at their stuff. This is an event you want to bring your stuff to.
Right.
You want to be part of this. You want to show your wares and your crafts and
Right.
everything, because my God, there's got to be 3, 4, 500 people here just walking around the vendor areas, looking around.
Right.
And that's what vendors want.
Yeah, and again, they like to come to our events just because we support the police so much.
Yes.
They want to be affiliated with us as much as we like them coming to help us. We don't charge we do charge a little vendor fee, not much, and but most of them do pretty well here.
They look like they do well.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about law enforcement, I see you had some law enforcement here. They're walking around the crowd.
Right.
You got the K9 division here,
Right.
walking around the crowd. So the Conroe Police and Houston all combined come here and support you as well.
Right, absolutely. I mean, our membership, we've got damn near every damn law enforcement agency in the state represented in one of our chapters somewhere. So yeah, everybody comes. I mean, it's I talk to those Conroe guys. So the young guys. I retired from the Houston Police Department after 35 years.
Wow.
And I see these youngsters today, and I'm thinking, God bless them, because the job they do today is nothing like the job I did before. I mean, they got to put up with so much nonsense.
But hopefully,
that's why we're out here supporting them now, though. I mean, so.
But hopefully, with the changing of the guard, our law enforcement officers can get back to doing the job that they swore an oath to do.
Absolutely.
And allow them to perform in the capacity they're allowed to perform in.
Right.
Our law enforcement was held back for a lot of years, and now they finally are able to do the job that they swore to do. They wanted to do. It was their passion. And now I think you're going to see a big turnaround in morale, in membership, and in recruitment. You're going to see academy classes starting to fill back up again. And that's what we need, because people sleep well at night when they know that they have a good police force behind their community.
Absolutely.
Before I jumped into that, I was going to say one other thing about the police department. Then last night you had me, the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Foundation and Club had me in tears in a hotel room because you guys supported Julian.
Oh, yeah.
I followed Abigail's story, back in 2019. And when she passed, it was heartbreaking. But now when you guys took on this role with Julian, and I watched that video, I actually sat in the hotel room and I was in tears.
Yeah, it'll get
with
you.
Emotion.
It'll get you.
Because you look at, the family, you look at the family and you can see they're battling, they're hurting because of their child.
Right.
But they're crying in support. They're crying because they have you guys.
Right.
So those a lot of that was tears of joy from the family. And I was like,
yeah, anything we can do. If anybody comes approaches us, like we've done it for other kids too. It's just, it takes their mind off of it for a while. The kid has fun, likes looking at the motorcycles and all that kind of stuff. So it's something we really enjoy doing. We're honored to do it, as a matter of fact.
Well, I got to tell you, you guys warmed my heart. You guys have hit the perfect trifecta in your membership, in your events, and in your support network surrounding the Thin Blue Line Foundation. And I am honored and blessed to be part of this.
Yeah, well, thank you.
It is absolutely fulfilling for me. And this, when you say when cops retire, we lose our why, we lose our purpose, we lose, and that's when that rabbit hole shit all starts. But you know what? This is purpose.
Well, I tell you what, that's one of the reasons I joined this club. I knew I was going to retire, and when I was looking for the brotherhood and camaraderie I had in the police department, it doesn't exist anywhere, but this club has that. So if anybody out there is retired has got a Harley, give us a call.
And you know what's great? You have such a diverse organization where you have your older members with 35 plus years, and you got your younger members who are still on a job or just retired from the job. So everybody has a different dynamic, and it makes for great conversation. It makes for great camaraderie, So, like I said, man, you hit it on all points.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
God bless you.
All right.